There are moments in life when everything shifts. Moments when a single thought can redefine the course of your entire existence. I'm not talking about those pretty quotes you see on social media or hear in movies. I'm talking about raw truths, forged through experience, through pain, and sometimes through failure. These 7 thoughts didn't come from books I've read or speeches I've listened to. They come from real life, from what I've seen, from what I've lived. And today, I'm going to share them with you. But listen carefully. These thoughts aren't magic. They won't work if you listen casually. They won't work if you forget them the moment this video ends. They'll only work if you understand them, if you feel them, and most importantly, if you apply them. So open your mind, listen with your heart, because these 7 thoughts have the power, not just to motivate you for a day, but to change your life forever. Let's begin.
Thought 1, fail forward. When I was a young actor, fresh out of college, I stood in line at auditions with hundreds of other hopeful faces. Each one of us had a dream, a fire in our eyes, and a heart full of hope. But every audition felt like walking into a battlefield. Rejection after rejection, failure after failure. And let me tell you, failure, it hurts. It stings. But one day, a mentor pulled me aside and said something I'll never forget. Denzel, if you're going to fail, fail forward. At first, I didn't understand. Fail forward? What does that even mean? But over time, I realized every failure carries a lesson. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You see, failure isn't the enemy. Fear is. Fear of trying, fear of falling, fear of looking foolish in front of others. But here's the truth. If you've never failed, it means you've never tried anything meaningful. I remember one audition in particular. I had prepared for weeks. I memorized every line, practiced every expression. But when I walked into that room, something happened. My nerves got the best of me. My voice shook, and I stumbled over my words. I walked out of there embarrassed, ashamed, ready to quit. But instead, I went home, sat down, and asked myself, what did I learn from this? And I realized I had failed forward. I had learned. I had grown. So if you're listening to this right now and you failed recently, if you've been rejected, if you've stumbled, don't give up. Don't let failure be the end of your story. Let it be the beginning. Because every failure carries a seed of success. You just have to look for it. Fail forward, and eventually, you'll win. Thought 2. Discipline beats motivation. You know, people often ask me, Denzel, how do you stay motivated? And my answer might surprise you. I don't. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some mornings you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. Other mornings you'll want to pull the covers over your head and stay in bed. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when no one else is awake. It's showing up at the gym when your body is tired. It's studying late at night when your friends are out partying. Discipline isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do, regardless of how you feel. When I started my career, there were days I doubted myself. There were days I didn't feel like rehearsing, days I didn't feel like showing up. But I did it anyway. Not because I was motivated, but because I was disciplined. And let me tell you something. Discipline creates freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, your habits, your focus, you create a life where opportunities open up, where goals are achieved, where dreams become reality. I want you to ask yourself something. Are you waiting to feel motivated before you act? Are you waiting for some magical spark to ignite your passion? Stop waiting. Motivation might start the engine, but discipline keeps the car moving. Discipline is showing up even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. So if you want to succeed, stop relying on motivation. Build discipline, and nothing will stop you. Thought 3. Your greatest battle is within you. You know, we spend so much time fighting the world outside us. We fight for opportunities, for recognition, for success. But the greatest battle you'll ever face is the one inside your mind. It's the voice that tells you you're not good enough. It's the fear that paralyzes you. It's the self-doubt that whispers, "Why even try?" You see, your mind is both your greatest weapon and your greatest enemy. And most people lose the battle because they don't even realize they're fighting one. They let those negative thoughts take over. They let fear control their decisions. But let me tell you something. Your mind works for you, not against you. You have to take control of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. I remember a time early in my career when I doubted myself every single day. I would look in the mirror and see someone who didn't belong, someone who wasn't talented enough, smart enough, good enough. But then, I realized something powerful. Those thoughts weren't reality. They were just thoughts, and I had the power to change them. So let me ask you this. What are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding it fear, doubt, insecurity? Or are you feeding it courage, belief, and determination? Because whatever you feed will grow. Win the battle in your mind, and the rest of the world will follow. Thought 4. Dreams without goals are just wishes. Everyone has dreams. Big dreams. Dreams of success, of wealth, of happiness. But dreams without goals are just wishes. They're just fantasies. And wishes don't come true on their own. They require action, planning, and consistency. I've seen so many talented people fall short of their potential, not because they weren't smart enough or skilled enough, but because they had no plan, no roadmap. They floated through life, hoping things would magically fall into place. But life doesn't work that way. You have to set goals, daily goals, weekly goals, yearly goals. When I was starting out, I didn't just say, "I want to be an actor." I set goals, auditioned for this role, learn this monologue, master this skill. And every time I achieved one small goal, I set another. Step by step, goal by goal, I built the life I wanted. So let me ask you this. Do you have a dream? Good. Now, do you have a plan? If not, start today. Write down your goals. Break them into small, achievable steps. And then, start walking. Because dreams are the destination, but goals are the path that will take you there. Thought 5. Money is a consequence, not a goal. You know, we live in a world where success is often measured by the size of your bank account, the brand of your car, or the number of zeros on your paycheck. But let me tell you something. Money is not the goal. Money is a consequence, a byproduct of doing something meaningful, something valuable, something that serves others. When I started my career, I wasn't chasing money. I was chasing excellence. I was chasing purpose. I was chasing growth. And because I was focused on giving my best, on every stage, in every scene, the money followed. It didn't lead, it followed. If your only goal in life is to get rich, you'll always feel empty. Because money can buy you comfort, but it can't buy you peace. It can buy you a house, but it can't buy you a home. It can buy you attention, but it can't buy you love. Here's the secret. Focus on the value you bring to the world. Focus on solving problems, on helping people, on creating something extraordinary. The money will come. It always does. But when it does, let it be the tool, not the trophy. Use it to build, to serve, to uplift. Success isn't about having more. It's about becoming more. So ask yourself, what are you chasing? And if the answer is only money, it's time to change your direction. Thought 6. Surround yourself with the right people. You've heard it before. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But do you really understand what that means? It means your circle, your friends, your mentors, your colleagues. They're shaping your future every single day. If you surround yourself with people who complain, who blame others, who make excuses, guess what? You'll start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with people who dream big, who push themselves, who hold you accountable, you'll rise with them. Early in my career, I had mentors who didn't just applaud my victories. They called me out on my mistakes. They didn't just encourage me. They challenged me. And sometimes it was uncomfortable. Sometimes it hurt. But those were the moments that made me better. Let me ask you something. Who's in your circle? Are they lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? Are they pushing you towards your potential, or are they holding you back with their fears and doubts? Listen carefully. Choose your circle like your life depends on it. Because it does. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. And if you can't find those people, be that person for someone else. Thought 7. Give without expecting anything in return. There's a story I heard once. A man was walking down the street when he saw a beggar sitting on the sidewalk. The man reached into his pocket, pulled out a few dollars, and handed them to the beggar. But as he walked away, he turned back and said, "I hope this comes back to me someday." You see, that's not giving, that's trading. True giving is when you give without strings attached. When you give not because you expect something in return, but because you know it's the right thing to do. You might be thinking, but Denzel, I don't have much to give. But giving isn't always about money. Sometimes it's about time. Sometimes it's about attention. Sometimes it's just about listening to someone who feels invisible in this world. Some of the greatest moments in my life weren't when I received something. They were when I gave something. A smile, a word of encouragement, a helping hand. And let me tell you, the universe has a funny way of rewarding those who give selflessly. So, give. Give when it's easy, and especially when it's hard. Give when you have a lot, and even when you have a little. Because every act of kindness creates a ripple effect that goes far beyond what you can see. These 7 thoughts, they aren't just words. They're not just ideas. They're tools. Tools to build a better life, to overcome challenges, to leave a legacy that matters. But here's the thing. Words are useless without action. You can listen to this video 100 times. You can memorize every thought. But if you don't act on them, nothing will change. So let me ask you one last question. What are you going to do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. What's one thing you can do right now to start applying these thoughts in your life? Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you know. It's about what you do. Now go out there and make it happen.